Okay, where were those at? I have to order the squirrel pajamas, complete with squirrel tail. And so I may have spoken about something similar to this, but being that Christmas is coming up, as a person who spent time in memory wards, hospice situations, or dementia patients, older people or just people who are dying, focusing on the memory patients during Christmas can be a rewarding thing for both parties. Just like Ram Dass says, it's a collective spiritual progress, meaning yourself as well as the people you're helping. I don't want to depress anybody when I bring this up a lot, but it's very important. It's one of those tough love things that I have to bring up, meaning tough love for everybody, to remind people that in the Western culture here, we have a pretty unhealthy view of what we do with people that have memory issues when they get older. We assume, well, we have careers, like let's say a parent that's in their 80s or 70s or something, they start to exhibit signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, and the reasoning that's common in America is that these people can no longer take care of themselves, and of course we couldn't either, because they, as the parents, wouldn't want us to compromise our life. Well, that's not true. That needs to be changed. And what I've seen is dementia patients that may have family and may not have family, but most likely those family members are not going to be there during the holidays in a capacity to where they could really feel that they're present. Okay? I mean, just again, this is based on my experience working at an institution type place, and then also outside of an institution. A lot of times when the family members come in, it's a chore. It's like a forced thing, and you can just feel the vibe that they want to get out of there, that they don't feel comfortable being there. They don't like the other people that may be a little out of it. Maybe there's people that are behaving in a certain way, staring at the ceiling or staring off, maybe muttering to themselves. Maybe someone will say, "Help me," or something, and then flip back to singing or something. I can't tell you how many times I've seen family members just appear for an hour, and they want to tell the staff how to do their jobs. And be careful what I'm saying there. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm just trying to press the point of what goes on here. And then they leave. And on the holidays, any kind of institution or elderly care facility, of course, dementia patients aren't going to be mingling with the people that are healthy neurologically. You might have a little bit of an offness. The people that are totally incapable of living by themselves, need constant maintenance, are going to be in a back area, a separated area. Now, in this separated area, the staff usually tries to get a holiday themes going on, like where you're making crafts. You might have a dinner. But that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on like I know Thanksgiving is past, but a holiday celebration at a elderly facility or hospice. Now, normally when I'm always trying to convince people to volunteer. This is the key to the planet shifting, is volunteering and helping others, making sacrifices out of your day to do this. Now, normally, at least in Ohio, when you begin volunteer work, you got to go through some mandatory things like a tuberculosis test and a FBI background check, depending on the place. Like some places don't get that into it as long as you have they do a basic background check. As long as you have nothing indicative of a harm to others, you're good. So sometimes for something like the holiday, they'll let you jump on board for a day or two without having to actually sign on to a commitment. And I had to take a 6 months to a year off, which I'm not happy about, but I had to clear up a couple dings that I got 20 plus years ago, some charges that were drug related back when I was young and wild, and I got one expunged. I still have one more to go, so I'll be back on the hospice volunteer stuff hopefully for the rest of my life without any more breaks. But you can go down depending on the place, and this is, I'm going to get to my point here. The point is anyone can reach out and say, hey, call down to a elderly care facility. You can go to a hospital. Actually, you can go to any kind of hospice situation, even just regular elderly people who are lonely and might not have family. Look into it. You can call a volunteer coordinator. You can even call just a regular manager. I don't know, I'd probably be a volunteer coordinator that would authorize that and say, hey, look, are you doing a dinner? Do you have anybody that needs someone to sit in that doesn't have family, that can have someone sit there with them during like a holiday dinner? And there's a good chance that they might let you jump on board. But regardless, you should sign up and become a volunteer. Go through the paperwork. Go through the tuberculosis test. And that's, when you're a volunteer, you can do it whenever. I always say when you're doing spiritual work, you need to be regimented about it. It needs to be military. This goes for health, exercising, nutrition, meditation. You can't just do it sometimes. You do it all the time. That's more important than anything. But it's not easy. And I've spoken before about how I was so nervous my first times going in with these people. I was like sweating bullets. Like, and I didn't make it any better that I was like drinking Starbucks. So, So yeah, just become active. Make some time in your day to start volunteering. So you can become a volunteer even if you do it once a month. Like I said, you should do it every week and make it a sacrifice, because you're giving a gift to another person. And what did I say? I've mentioned Tarkovsky's film The Sacrifice like 4 times in recent clips. There's a great scene where the guy reminds people that a gift requires a sacrifice. So, if you're going down, if this is something that interests you, if you're feeling those calls towards ascension, if you're starting to feel strange feelings in telluric ley line type areas, go down. Go down, volunteer, and don't just make it a holiday thing. I say this because it's a great opportunity to get started. To get started, holiday dinner. Someone doesn't have family members. And you'd be surprised. It doesn't take long for someone who you think's really out of it will start to become proud that you're there. And he'll they'll show you off. They'll say, here's my friend. This is my good friend. And it's just a beautiful thing. Another moment that I want to talk about that I can't remember if I've mentioned this stuff. I know I talked about this, but I do these projects where I'll delete everything and start over. Because I'm not a content person. Like, this whole page will be deleted soon. But, I'm running out of time. Well, okay. So, yeah, you can become a volunteer. Start off once a month, then make it every week. Anybody can volunteer as long as you don't have any strange criminal stuff. Holiday, Christmas, great time to start.